Well, today is not going to be a wrenching day. Today is a travel day. We've got a road trip ahead of us. I've got to get myself up to the Cleveland-ish area today because my good friend Mike happened to find a set of 62 stamped 1969 Pontiac heads, which will fit perfectly, I think, on my 1968, which is actually a 1971 Pontiac 350 build for my 1968 Pontiac Le Mans. That makes sense? Did I say that right? Hopefully. Anyway, Mike happened to have collected a few things from the Pontiac world over the past several decades, and happened to find an old set of 1969 62 stamping heads, which are small chamber, big valve, screw-in stud. So all of those are good things. We're trying to push this 1968 Le Mans with a Pontiac 350 into a 12 flat. And we're going to need as much airflow as we possibly can get. I think these heads are going to be a good way that we're going to get there. But before I can have those heads, I've got a 2-hour drive ahead of me. So it is Sunday. I am about to get myself on the road and head up 71 North from downtown in Columbus here where I am. And we're going to go see Mr. Mike and check out what he's got for me. So welcome to a road trip automotive adventure with Austin. Today is just going to be kind of a fun little day on the road. Probably get some tasty lunch wherever Mr. Mike finds us a place to eat. And then turn around and drive back home. Welcome to Automotive Adventures with Austin. Now, a lot of you may be like, why am I watching this? Why is he recording this? Why is this on YouTube? Why does it matter? Well, to be honest with you, the reason I'm recording this is to make you guys understand just exactly how this whole process goes. I'm not cutting anything out. I'm not skipping steps off camera. I'm involving you guys in this entire process. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, on TV shows and YouTube channels kind of gloss over a lot of the things that really have to go into building a car. You know, and part of that is going to get parts. Part of that is getting the things you need, or, you know, getting to somebody that you need for a certain skill or whatever the case may be. And that takes time. That takes production. You know, this is a half a day. This is a 2-hour trip up, hang out with Mike, have lunch, whatever, turn around, come back, 2-hour drive home. So, you know, that's an entire day that's going to be used up in the production schedule where I could be working on other things. But I can't because I got to be driving. But that's important because we need to be able to be honest about the fact that it takes time. It takes a lot of effort to get this stuff done, to make these cars come back to life. It's not, at least for most of us, something where you just click a button and a whole bunch of stuff just shows up at your house. And then you just kind of toss it in the hole, right? Most of us have to do a lot of this stuff. We don't have unlimited funds to be able to just buy a bunch of brand new stuff and have it show up ready to go. You know, are these 1969 heads ready to just bolt on the motor and go? No, they're not. But I can get them at a very good price, and it keeps it relatable. Because I don't think anybody really wants to see me build a $12,000 Pontiac 350. You know, I would love to have the money to be able to throw a set of Kaufman heads on this thing, and a Kaufman matched intake to it, and a stroker kit for the bottom end, and, you know, all the bells and whistles. That would be awesome. I don't have that kind of money, and I'm guessing you probably don't either. So that's why I'm filming this. That's why I'm hoping you guys understand why I'm kind of doing this in like a vlog format, so you guys can see the daily process and what happens. You know, there are days that I can't get anything done on this, and you're the same way. When you're working on your project at home or in your garage, there are days that you can't get anything done, and it's just part of the game. It's part of the process of bringing something back to life. So that's why I'm sharing this. I hope it makes sense. Not a lot to show you that's real exciting between Columbus and the Cleveland area. It's mostly farmland, so I'll excuse you from watching most of that, and I'll catch up with you here in a little bit when you see me with Mike. A nice, beautiful, gray, overcast day here in Central Ohio. All right, look what we have here. So you were telling me these have been sitting around for a while?
Yeah, since the 80s.
62 castings. Clearly they've been around for a while, but they are the proper heads as far as the exhaust bolts. That way we've got bolts on the ends here so that we don't get blow down exhaust. These are screw-in studs. Got guide plates there for the push rods. This one looks like it's a, what did I say, H298, I think, on that head. And then this one, looks like K278, I believe. So that gives us our dates. Now obviously these things are going to need some love, right? This is not a bolted on and go kind of situation, but they should be a good set of heads that we can work from, and we'll make them usable. Score! Absolutely. Now those heads are not identical. Those are not off the same motor. But that shouldn't really matter, and I don't really care. They are still the same castings. They should, man, cut your hair, long hair. Goodness. They should get me what I need. I'm very excited about this. They are going to be a fantastic set of heads, I believe, for my 350 project. Now, from what I know, those heads came off of a 428 40-ish years ago, and have been sitting on a shelf that entire time. So there's definitely going to be some rehabilitation work, but realistically speaking, we were going to do that anyway. So I think the idea at this point in time is going to be, I don't know. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I know what I want to do. So I'm going to take these heads to Bob McVeigh, and I want to flow test the heads as they sit now, or clean them up a little bit and then test them so we can see what they flow, because I honestly don't know what CFM they flowed originally, and I don't know if anybody's ever touched these things at all, if they've been, modified in any way. I doubt it, just given by the sheer amount of time they've been sitting in that barn. But I want to see what I've got. We can set a baseline from that, and we can see how much airflow we have, because realistically speaking, engines are air pumps. It's all about how much air you can pump in, pump out. And if we can get to the point where we can flow, I don't know, 250, 260 CFM out of those things, that will mean that we make enough airflow to make enough power to make this motor work. We don't have to worry about the heads being a restriction. And that's one less thing to worry about. So that's the idea at this point in time. I think I'm going to try to get with Mr. Bob McVeigh here in the next day or two, during, maybe if I can talk him into doing it this week. And we'll get those heads tested, see where they are, and see what exactly we've got. Make sure there's no cracks or anything with them. And see where we are, and then we'll go from there. So then we'll also put new valves in it. We're going to do an entirely new valve train in it. Probably do some head porting for them, depending on what our CFM flow is. Which, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I don't know what the answer will be for that. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you much about Mr. Mike, but thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. I'm glad I have you in my corner. I'm glad you're interested in this project. I'm glad you're a Pontiac guy. Appreciate the hookup on the heads, sir. I do very much appreciate you. I'm going to wrap this one up here, guys. Welcome to Automotive Adventures with Austin, my own little tiny corner of the YouTube internets, where I work on my own personal projects and crazy stuff that I do. So this is kind of a side thing that is not really officially part of the Lucor Automotive thing. This is just kind of my nights and weekends type of project. Obviously, you're going to see most of the work being done at Lucor Automotive But it's going to be, you know, off the books, me doing my own stuff thing, because we're so busy with customer stuff. So that's what this project is for. And consequently, I don't know what my production schedule is going to be. You're going to see stuff as I do it. I don't know, honestly, what's going to get done when. I will do my very best to crank out content as I can. And if you're interested in this kind of thing and you want to see a high-performance Pontiac 350 build, see if we can push a 1968 Le Mans into a 12 flat for Pontiac Nationals this year, stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.